what we've shared so far up until this point is basically an idea. And in order for an idea to be in reality, you have to have these signed projects, these MOUs signed, and you have to have these projects signed. In order to get these projects, then you bring the labor, you start doing the construction, you start making great money. Now, we want to show you very quickly some of the process here. I have in my hand our standard MOU agreement. And our standard MOU agreement, basically, this is a signed stamped agreement. We have 6-2, we have 10 conditions that the consultant meets with us. One of the conditions is that it is mandatory of the second party, which is the consultant, to sit on our strategic board of advisors for our construction business. So that brings the consultant on our board. The second part is each consultant guarantees to provide our contracting company with at least 10 construction projects to work on per year. Now what has happened is something amazing. And by the way, we've signed three MOUs already with consultants. The consultant said to us, we love what you're doing, we're on board, and we'll give you 15 projects. This particular consultant right here that I'm discussing, Team 90 Engineering Consultants, they do 120 to 140 projects a year. So for them to give us 15 projects is very easy. Now this is a signed agreement. This last page here has all the signatures, and I'm going to bring a little bit of a close-up so you can see this. This is the consultant stamp, this is our stamp. Both signed parties, all three with a witness. This is a signed agreement. This consultant said, we'll give you 15 projects. We have another signed agreement with another consultant who said, we'll give you 20 projects. And we have another signed MOU with another consultant who said, I'll give you another 15 projects. Between 3 consultants, we have 50 projects that are promised to us in our pipeline. So when you look at these dynamics, it's not just an idea stage. We've actually taken it further past the idea stage. We're only in our pre-ICO. And so far, we've signed 3 consultants worth 50 projects. Generally, our expectation was that we would get 10 projects from each consultant. We got 20 more projects in total. Now, that gives you a small understanding of the projects. Now, I'm going to show you one of our other consultants and what a signed project basically looks like. These are 2 signed projects. One part of it is to give us the consultant on our board, for him to sit on our board. Second part is for him to give us the projects. So a promise to give projects is very different than 2 signed projects in hand. We have already signed 4 projects, and I'm just going to show you 2 of them real quick. So this is basically what a project looks like. This is signed by us, stamped by them, stamped by us, signed by the client. So this is totally signed. Now, this project right here is for a ground-only residential villa. Ground-only, meaning 1 floor, residential villa. Now, again, stamped, signed on all sides. Now, the value of this project is around 775,000 dirhams. This is a signed project. We will begin the construction on this in the next 10 days. Now, that is one example. Second is another example of a signed project and stamped. Now I'm going to go through quickly just to explain to you again the same thing that I've explained. It's signed and stamped by the client, signed by the consultant. Now this is a ground plus roof service boundary wall. This is again a ground villa. This is for an external client who we are building the villa for. Now if I go over here, the value of this villa that we're building is 875,000 dirhams. So 875,000 dirhams. We have another 2 projects that we've also signed. So what I'm trying to explain to you here is that ideas are great. And most ICOs are white papers, websites, teams, and ideas. And they explain to you that this is what we will do after we raise the funds. We're not operating like that. We're actually in a hurry to manifest this and execute this in reality. And so we've already begun the process of bringing the consultants on our board, like I mentioned here, and signing the actual projects. So on our expectation of doing 150 projects, or our expectation of doing 200 to 300 projects, we've already signed 4 projects. We're in discussions with 2 more projects, so we'll have 6 signed within the next 2 weeks, and we'll have already begun the construction. In later videos, we will actually be sharing with you us on site, on the construction site, and be sharing videos of us starting the construction process. So you can fully see with your own eyes, seeing is believing, and you can fully see that we've already begun the work on these projects. We'll then have been in our ICO phase of our fundraising and our crowd sale. And in our ICO phase, we plan to sign the rest of these consultants on board and sign more and more projects. Per month, we'll be signing an average of 10 to 15 projects. Now, what that does is it creates incredible revenue, because when we mentioned before in the model of construction, you're making around 20% and higher net margins on each construction project. So the two that I just showed you with 775,000, we would be making 20% or more on that actual project. And this is net profits. This is minus all expenses and everything related to our labor costs, our company internal costs, our external costs, our supplies, our materials, our pretty much everything. The other project, which was 885,000, another 20% net margin or higher on that project. So what I've now fully done for you is explain to you HabibiCoin's model, how we source the projects, and the fact that we've already signed projects and we're beginning the construction in the next 10 days. This builds incredible trust with our audience and our community, and it provides great feedback at the fact that not only are we telling you about an idea that we're going to do on a large scale, but the fact that we've already started this idea, we've already began this idea, we've already signed our projects, we have our partnerships and our deals in the pipeline, and between those three consultants, we'll have 50 projects this year. Now again, 20% margin or higher on pretty much all those projects that we just discussed. Now, if 50 projects come into the pipeline, I'm just going to quickly do the math for you. If 50 projects come into the pipeline, an average size of a project is about 1 million dirhams. We're looking at 50 million dirhams in construction revenue that is coming in, which 20% of it is net profit. Now, I'm going to explain to you in the next video basically exactly how the construction process works from A to Z. So not only do you have education about our business model, but you also see that we know our expertise better than anyone else out there, and we can deliver on this. So when we're telling you about what we're doing, we're very confident at the fact that we can deliver on this. So I'm going to walk you through the exact construction process, the phases of construction that happen, what has to happen in what phase, from the excavation to the building, to the pillars, to the tie beams, to the actual fixing and the furnishing, and all the actual details of the project. So I'll see you in the next module.